Okay, so hi everyone. I'm here to talk about a dear topic to my heart about sustainable multimodal mobility. And actually, this is already the third time that GoTo is here at NOAH, so very happy to be here. Now, I started my career actually working for international organizations, helping entrepreneurs in developing countries grow their businesses. And after working in those international organizations, I actually understood that things move quite slow and decided to become an entrepreneur myself. And as a passionate mobility advocate and actually a person that owns 0 cars and only moves around with shared bicycles and shared vehicles, I wanted to tackle one of my biggest passion, which is removing private car ownerships from city centers. And why is that? Because vehicle ownership just isn't working. It doesn't make sense. Nobody wants today to spend hours in traffic and give away time with their kids or with their friends. And none of the cities want to have so many cars polluting their streets and really making noise. And so, after working for the largest carpooling platform in the world, and after launching a taxi hailing service, I understood that while those solutions are great, they're still not answering the user's need to move from point A to B and to be able to give up their private car. So when I was thinking about how can we solve those needs and how we can provide an holistic solution, I stumbled upon GoTo. And I actually joined GoTo 4 years ago as the chief strategy officer. And together with GoTo, what we did is we developed a holistic solution to provide users a way to move from point A to B via any of the vehicles. Our mission on GoTo is to reinvent the wheels, allowing people to own their journeys, not their vehicles. So what I'm here today is to tell you about how GoTo solve the user's mobility needs in a sustainable way, how we do it in a profitable way, and how we incorporate sustainability to everything we do. So in order to understand what we need to do and how do we solve the user's need, let's look at the user. Users today are multi-needy. Sometimes they require a car to go pick up their kids. Sometimes they want to jump on a kick scooter or a moped to run errands and beat traffic. And sometimes they want to use a bicycle to do some leisure. And in order for them today to be able to do all of that, users actually need to have 20 different apps on their phone. And as you can see here, and I know you imagine it, it's really, really annoying because just like you and me, we have to put our details on many different apps, credit card, register, learn different pricing, and it's really complicated. So after surveying over 2,000 users in Spain, we understood that 76% of the users are already multimodal, and what they need is simplicity. They want a one-stop shop app for all of their mobility needs. And this is exactly what GoTo is providing. We're providing the users a one-stop shop multimodal mobility app and service. So from the GoTo app, you can book a GoTo bicycle, a GoTo car, a GoTo moped, a GoTo van, and a GoTo kick scooter. You can book it for minutes, for hours, and even for days to move from point A to B. And in this way, we actually solve the user's needs in a holistic way. Now, if we go to the second point, the question is, how do we make a business profitable, right? Right before me, Next Bike and Tier, we're talking about the fact that you have a lot of, let's say, micromobility companies, especially kick scooter companies, that today are actually losing money and there's no profitable business model. So actually the questions raised, what will happen in this industry? Because the trend is growing, but still nobody's profitable. So in order to understand this and to understand how to make the business profitable, let's look at the market. Today, in order to reach profitability, we look at two different indicators. We're looking at the cost of acquisition to bring the users and at the average revenue that I can generate from users. If we look at micromobility companies, we see that they can generate a lot of users for a very low cost of acquisition. But the problem that they have is actually their ARPU, the average revenue per user, is very low because an average trip is about $1 to $2. Now, where can you actually make money? It's in the cars. you can actually take a car sharing or ride hailing and spend 10 euros, 20, 50, or even 100 euros. But the problem that those companies have is that their cost of acquisition is very high, and they can spend about 50, even $100 on Facebook just to acquire the user. So how can you actually make money in this industry and become profitable? The answer is simple, is by being multimodal. So by offering user a variety of the different services, we can become multimodal. And this is exactly what GoTo does. So how do we do it? Very simple, through our technology. Via the GoTo Mobility Wallet, a user enters the GoTo Mobility supermarket and starts getting credits to try the different services. In this way, we upsell users from micromobility into the cars that generate more revenues and thereby change dramatically the user economics. And if you're wondering whether it's working, it is. If you look at Spain, where we launched with car sharing, at the moment we launched multimodality, we saw that the cost of acquisition dropped by 61%. We saw that we managed to convert 41% of the moped users into multimodality, and that the average revenue per user actually increased by 5x. So we've proved that with multimodality, you can actually become profitable. Now going to the third topic, everything we do at GoTo is really focused on sustainability. GoTo is really being part of the global trend of how cities are actually removing private car ownership from city centers. You know that today they're doing everything to do that, from actually converting car lanes to bike lanes, from providing credit for mobility, from actually banning private cars from city centers and promoting electric and shared vehicles. And GoTo is exactly pushing for that. Already today, 90% of our fleet is electric. We are big believers in electric fleet. And one GoTo car removes 23 cars from the streets. This is huge. Imagine our cities. If they're all going to be with shared cars, you will not have any private cars polluting those streets. Our operations, everything is conceived from the sustainable point of view, from the deals that we have with charging stations all across the city, so that we can save time on actually rebalancing the fleet and charging them. We don't need to go outside like some competitors do into apps and bringing them back, generating congestion. Here, everything we do is within a few minutes. So it's really optimized. Everything we do in terms of the assets we chose, all of our assets, micromobility assets, are with swappable batteries. So our vehicle handlers come and swap the batteries, and they work by zones. So our technology actually drives the decisions for the vehicle handlers, telling them how to optimize the operations and where to swap batteries based on the zones. And in this way, also saving the city congestion, saving the city traffic, and doing it in a very efficient and optimized way. But this is on the green side and on sustainability on that. But there is also a big part on the ESG goal that is important, which is affordability. And what we did at GoTo is actually to design an affordable service for everyone. We are targeting the daily commuters. And for 3 euros, you can take a GoTo bike, a GoTo kick scooter, a GoTo moped, or a GoTo car for 15-minute rides. So in this kind of pricing, we are providing the community of our commuters an accessible way for them to move inside the city in a sustainable way. So if you look, for example, at ride-hailing apps, GoTo is much better than them on two key aspects. On the user side, GoTo is much cheaper. It's between 50 to 70% cheaper versus a ride-hailing, because at the end of the day, you are your own driver. And ride-hailing is focusing more on the business travel and people with higher income. So GoTo is providing that accessibility for everyone. And on the sustainability side, our vehicles only drive when they are in use. What we see with ride-hailing companies is that half of the time, those vehicles are driving around the city, causing congestion while they are empty, waiting for the rides. So where is GoTo today? GoTo today is the only fully self-driven multimodal mobility player, offering all the way from micromobility, kick scooters, bikes, mopeds, all the way to cars and even vans, really covering holistically all of your mobility needs so that you could give up your private car. we already have 500,000 users. We have 6,000 vehicles. And the great thing is that we are growing very, very strong. And in the last year, we grew already 92% year-over-year growth. Today, we are in Germany, Spain, Israel, and in Malta. And tomorrow, we are going to bring multimodality into all European cities, providing an affordable and simple alternative to private car ownership. Thank you very much.